Hello everyone, welcome to your weekly forecast for Monday, October 11th through Sunday, October 17th. Before I begin, I'd like to remind you to subscribe to my channel, like and share this video. Check out my monthly forecasts and check out Ask Me a Question in the description box below there. There's also a link to my website if you would like to have your personal chart done, but the Ask Me a Question is for people who are only interested in like one thing and they don't need their whole chart done. Okay, and I would really like to thank everyone for all of your support, your donations. Everything helps this channel grow. Okay, so just thank you so much. Anyway, there's only, let's see, 4 major aspects this week, okay? And the first one isn't until Wednesday, October 13th, with Venus in Sagittarius now. Okay, move there on the 7th. So Venus in Sagittarius sextiles Saturn in Aquarius. On Friday, October 15th, the Sun in Libra trines Jupiter in Aquarius. And on Sunday, October 17th, Mercury in Libra sextiles Venus in Sagittarius. And on the same day, the Sun in Libra squares Pluto in Capricorn. So we'll get right to it here, okay? So for Aries, on Wednesday, October 13th, Venus in Sagittarius in your 9th house, sextile Saturn transiting in your 11th house of Aquarius. So I feel that possibly there may be some kind of long-distance relationship going on here. Doesn't necessarily have to be romantic because Venus is involved. Venus is in your 9th house where you have the sign of Sagittarius. Sagittarius is the natural ruler of the 9th house. So they govern like long distance travel, foreign people, foreign languages, adventure, space travel even, if you were thinking about that, because now it's becoming possible, right? So all kinds of stuff, but it is a big communication and travel house. So I'd have to say that maybe you might be in contact with someone who lives at a distance. They don't have to live in another country. But this is also a time when you have Venus here. Like the 9th house is also your philosophy on life, your spiritual and religious beliefs, and pretty much your opinions. So having Venus here means that conversations that you're having with people are very lighthearted. You know, Venus shies away from anything too serious. Okay, so this very nice sextile to Saturn in your 11th house means that maybe you are being introduced to someone new, like is entering your group of friends, or any kind of organization that you belong to. There's possibly, there could be a person, but it could even just be the whole group in general. There's a nice feeling of belonging to some kind of group or group of people. Your 11th house is like your most sociable house. It's your friends and acquaintances, where you would normally go to hang out. It's also your dreams, hopes, and wishes. Okay, and Saturn and Jupiter have been here for a while. So just having Jupiter here should have brought someone new into your circle of friends. This is also like socializing online and social media. So at this time, maybe you'll even join like a group, let's say like a Facebook group or something like that, that does involve like people from all around the world. Okay. On Friday, October 15th, the Sun in Libra in your 7th house trines Jupiter, transiting in your 11th house of Aquarius. So this is a very, very nice transit, okay? The Sun in your 7th house of close relationships with a partner of some kind, a romantic partner, a business partner, close friend, whatever. Having the Sun here just like brings these relationships into focus, and a very nice trine to your 11th house. Again, it means that possibly one of your close relationships may be, I don't know, taking you to some kind of an event or to attend like a large gathering or whatever. But they could be introducing you to new people. We're back to new people entering your life, or a new group of people, some kind of organization or whatever. But 11th house is also the house of dreams, hopes, and wishes. So maybe someone is actually helping you, excuse me, helping you achieve one of those, like a goal that you've been after for how long. On Sunday, October 17th, Mercury in Libra in your 7th house sextiles Venus in Sagittarius in your 9th house. And on the same day, the Sun in Libra in your 7th house squares Pluto transiting in your 10th house of Capricorn. So this square from the Sun to Pluto really isn't too bad. Your 10th house is your house of your career, your livelihood, your outer persona, public persona, how people view you and speak about you publicly. It's your professional and personal reputation. But it's like your career, okay? But a very nice sextile from your 7th house, Mercury, to Venus in your 9th house. 9th house is also the house of higher learning. So at this time, you may have a partner or a close friend, somebody like that, maybe teach you something that you could possibly use on the job or in your career, or enhance it in some way that makes you able to get around, let's say, a higher up or a mentor or something like that. The square from to Pluto in your 10th house just means that maybe you might have to deal closely with a business partner or someone that you work with, or a boss or something like that. Or if you're self-employed, a client that could be like a bit pushy or something or other. But you have a very nice way of getting around that, just due to the Mercury sextile Venus in your 9th house, Mercury in your 7th house. So it could be just something that you're able to like smooth over with just giving this person the attention that kind of seems like that's why they would be doing this. They just want your attention. Okay, for Taurus, on Wednesday, October 13th, Venus in Sagittarius in your 8th house sextile Saturn transiting in your 10th house of Aquarius. So having Venus in your 8th house of other people's resources and money coming to you through means other than earning it, okay, means that, excuse me, Venus here will attract things that you need, that even if it's help. Resources don't always have to be monetary, okay, it could actually be people, or something that they have that you need to use, you need to borrow, or whatever, okay. But Venus here till the end of the month means that people are a little bit more generous with whatever it is they have right now with you. So if you needed to approach someone, even just for their cooperation, or to ask them to put in a good word for you, see, that's something that could actually be going on here with this sextile from Venus to Saturn in your 10th house of your career and your reputation, professionally and personally. It's your public persona, but this is, you know, your career more or less, and having both Jupiter and Saturn here transiting means that you should have had some kind of promotion within your current job or whatever it is that you do. Even if you're self-employed, you're still going up the ladder of success in some way or other. And this sextile to Saturn kind of stabilizes your position a little bit. It makes you feel like you're like you have the support of, let's say, the people you work with, or again, if you're self-employed, your clients, something or other. But it's also a time where you could actually get benefits of some kind, insurance benefits or some other kind of perk that you would normally get from a promotion. On Friday, October 15th, the Sun in Libra in your 6th house trines Jupiter, transiting in your 10th house of Aquarius. So the Sun in your 6th house of the kind of work that you do and the workplace and your co-workers, giving a very nice trine to Jupiter in your 10th house of your career, means that, you know, if you haven't had a promotion yet, this could be one of those times when that comes about. You know, Jupiter will be here up until the end of December, so you still have a few more months to go. You know, if something hasn't happened in your career, if you haven't even just changed jobs, you know, and have a better position somewhere else, something or other. But whatever it is that you do, the kind of work that you do, and even your coworkers, or are like putting in a good word for you or helping you in some way or other. But your work is enhancing your even your public persona, you know, your professional and personal. But I would say right now that because it's happening from your sixth house of work, I'd have to say it's professional. On Sunday, October 17th, Mercury in Libra in your sixth house Venus transiting in your eighth house of Sagittarius. And on the very same, excuse me, very same day, the Sun in Libra in your sixth house squares Pluto transiting in your ninth house of Capricorn. So we've got your sixth and eighth and your sixth and ninth. Okay, going on here. So eighth, again, we're back to, you know, perks of some kind. You know, these transits from Libra are coming from your sixth house of the workplace. So you could be, you know, a lot of times it depends on what kind of job you have, but you could be given better benefits or an increase in something or other. Possibly, I would have to say, money. It could be a raise at this time just because there are planets in your sixth house. Usually when planets were in Gemini in your second house, it would have been a little bit more prominent. But, you know, having Jupiter and Saturn in your 10th house of career all year, it could happen anytime. So this is one of those times where you could have an increase in your pay rate. If you are self-employed, this would be an increase of fee or something or other to your clients. And the other perks like the use of a company car or credit card, company credit card, something or other. The square though, okay, to Pluto in your ninth house on the very same day. You could have somebody there that feels that they know a lot more than you do as far as knowledge goes, and as far as the job, the kind of job that you do or you all do together, that you may have to try to get around this person. They may feel that they have I don't know, more experience or something like that. But the ninth house is the house also of higher knowledge, okay? And having Pluto here for as long as it has been means that you've been doing a lot of self-taught kind of things, or even if it's just watching videos on YouTube, you know, you've been like learning things on your own. So you may be able to really just enhance your job by what it is that you've learned on your own. But there could be somebody that's trying to like block you in some way or other because you don't have I don't know, a diploma to go with it or something. For Gemini, on Wednesday, October 13th, Venus in Sagittarius in your 7th house, sextile house Saturn, transiting in your 9th house of Aquarius. So this is very nice. You know, Sagittarius is your opposite sign, so you'll have Venus across from whatever planets you have in Gemini all month. And usually what that does is it just makes you a little bit lazy and not feel like really taking on any kind of very serious conversations or anything too trying. You know what I mean? Venus is a good time planet. It brings a lot of pleasant times, no matter where it is transiting and even the aspect. So it's in your 7th house of your close partnerships and relationships. So I would have to say that there's a lot more romantic times occurring with, let's say, like a romantic partner. But if it's a business partner, there's still, you know, that we'll go with the romance here, okay? The sextile to Saturn in your 9th house. 9th house is big travel and communication house. Jupiter has been here since last year. It's here up until the end of December. Usually denotes like travel, wanting to travel, wanting to take that vacation of a lifetime, a very important trip of some kind. So this could be, maybe you've already done that, or you're discussing doing that right now, but whatever it is, it's in the works, okay? And you are possibly planning this with a romantic partner. If it's a business partner, same thing. If you do have to travel, it's still, it could be, yeah, like just for work, you know. And seventh house is also like just a close friend. Doesn't necessarily have to be business or romantic. So something like that. A person in your life you may be making plans with to travel. Okay. And it looks like it's foreign travel or at a distance, far travel, I don't know, clear across your country or something. On Friday, October 15th, the Sun in Libra in your 5th house trines Jupiter, transiting in your 9th house of Aquarius. So the 5th house is your house of romance. Okay, and that's where all these planets in Libra are right now. So I would have to say that any kind of travel that you're doing might be, or probably is, for like a romantic trip of some kind. It could be to do, you know, because you also have Saturn here, it could be to possibly take care of something, maybe a legal matter, or maybe you have to sign papers of some kind, or it could be anything, okay, but that's just one thing. So you decide to make it like a, as long as you have to travel there, you're going to, you know, get your money's worth more or less, and you're going to do whatever it is that you do in this place, you know, that's fun. So you're like killing two birds with one stone. You may have to make this trip for business reasons or for legal reasons even, but you're going to have some fun at the same time. So it looks like you are, if you're not going with a romantic partner, it could even be to just go like meet somebody, go spend time with someone if you're having like a long distance romance. On Sunday, October 17th, Mercury in Libra in your 5th house sextiles Venus, transiting in your 7th house of Sagittarius. And on the very same day, the Sun in Libra in your 5th house squares Pluto, transiting in your 8th house of Capricorn. So these are actually like really nice, okay? The sextile to Venus in your 7th house from your 5th. Just means that, you know, if you are, doesn't always again have to be romantic. It could be just like fun. You're doing something fun. 5th house is entertainment of any kind, gambling, creativity even, just parties, you know, maybe attending one or throwing one. So on the same day when you have the Sun here in your 5th house squaring Pluto in your 8th house of other people's money and resources, I'm going to say that whatever is going on here, a partner is more than likely going to pay for whatever it is that you want to do, even if they're not doing it with you. You know, even if you're just doing something on your own, they are either going to pay your way or make some kind of arrangements for you where you don't have to, I don't know, pay for, let's say, staying in a hotel or something like that, your accommodations. Somebody's like coming through for you to help you or possibly even give you like access to whatever it is that they have. And it could, like I said, be a place to stay or anything actually. A lot of times though, it is just money and somebody picking up the bill. Okay. For Cancer, on Wednesday, October 13th, Venus in Sagittarius in your 6th house, sextile Saturn, transiting in your 8th house of Aquarius. So you have Venus in your 6th house of the workplace, your co-workers, the kind of work that you do, your work schedule. Kind of means that it usually brings, when Venus is here, really nice rapport with your co-workers. There's something that you could possibly be doing there that you are beautifying your surroundings no matter what kind of job it is that you do. With this sextile to Saturn, in your 8th house of other people's resources and money kind of brings a little bit of a stability to whatever it is, any kind of perk that you can get out of your job. You know, it could be one of those things where you're put in charge of, let's say, I don't know, decorating something or other, even if it's the office, and you are spending the company's money or to purchase things, you know, and it's stuff that you need or you wouldn't be told to be doing this, right? So, you know, or you could be receiving something that, I don't know, even a coworker could give you something now at this time that they have. Let's say, like, you know, sometimes people are getting new furniture and they're getting rid of their old furniture, but it's still really nice. You know, something like that. They could ask around, hey, do you want this? Do you want that? Could be anything, but your coworkers could be offering you stuff right now, okay? If not, even your company, the company you work for. On Friday, October 15th, the Sun in Libra in your 4th house trines Jupiter, transiting in your 8th house of Aquarius. So we're back to your 4th house of your home life and your family, where you actually live. Okay, and this is what I'm getting to with, you know, Jupiter's in your 8th house along with Saturn. This is other people's money and resources. So this is where I'm getting at that maybe your co-workers or somebody, it could even be that just works in the same building as you. Or, you know, if you don't work at all even. Okay, the 6th house is the house of service. So it could be anyone that you do favors for and they do favors for you. But they could give you something at this time for your home. You know, an appliance even, or something that they were using but they don't need anymore. But or use of something or other. But I think you're actually on the receiving end of something like pretty nice, even if it is used, you know, for your home. Or it could be personal though too. 4th house is also your personal life. So it could just be something that, you know, you're the one that they thought of because it's like right up your alley, whatever it is that they want to bestow upon you. Okay, on Sunday, October 17th, Mercury in Libra in your 4th house, 6th house Venus, transiting in your 6th house of Sagittarius. And on the same day, the Sun in Libra in your 4th house squares Pluto, transiting in your 7th house of Capricorn. So this actually really isn't too bad. Very nice sextile from your 4th house to your 6th house, meaning that possibly maybe you're taking work home from work. You know, maybe you are back in the workplace, or maybe you're not. Maybe you have been working from home all along. Even if you don't work at all, okay, or if you're retired. What I mean by the 6th house also being the house of service is you have some kind of an arrangement or agreement with someone where they need help doing whatever. They need help from you, and so they offer to help you with whatever it is you may need. It's like a 50-50 thing. So something like that could be going on right now, but the square to Pluto in your 7th house, or maybe there was something like that all along. You know, maybe you give them rides to this place and that place, and then they, I don't know, do something for you. You know, maybe watch, you know, your children if you have any, you know, on the spur of the moment or something like that. Okay, it's that kind of favors. So, you know, maybe that arrangement is okay, but maybe on this day, they could be asking you to do something that maybe you really don't want to do. It could be like a pretty big deal, you know, or it could be something you just don't want to get involved in. You know, you want them to take care of it themselves. For Leo, on Wednesday, October 13th, Venus in Sagittarius in your 5th house, 6th house, Saturn transiting in your 7th house of Aquarius. So Venus in your 5th house of romance and fun, and creativity, speculation, gambling, amusements of any kind, sports. it's parties, you know, it's have fun. Okay, so you have Venus here, you know, let's see, other planets will be moving here in soon enough, so into Sagittarius. But right now, this very nice sextile to Saturn in your 7th house of close relationships and partnerships kind of brings about a little, I'd have to say romance, just because, again, having Venus in your 5th house and 7th being close partners, like a romantic partner, but it could be a business partner or a friend. But it you know, it makes you kind of like take stock of your relationships and feel a little bit more secure in them. At least on this day, you know, you really like notice or whatever how well you get along with whomever, you know, your romantic partner or business partner, or even just a close friend. But you're kind of like glad or something for the relationship. It's one of those days where you just kind of notice something like that. On Friday, October 15th, the Sun in Libra in your 3rd house trines Jupiter, transiting in your 7th house of Aquarius. So your 3rd house, where all these planets in Libra are, okay, is like your everyday life, your neighbors, your neighborhood, the places you would go throughout the normal course of your day. Okay, it's a local travel, like overnight though, or weekend or something like that. So it could be, you know, you could be planning something, you know, maybe even if it's to just like go to, I don't know, national park, or like a day trip to someplace, you know, where you would like to see, you know, could even be like a educational, historic kind of thing, you know, whatever. But it is some, you know, some kind of possible trip with a close friend, a romantic partner, or if it is a business partner, maybe it's a business trip. You know, so, but it goes well. I mean, this is a very nice trine between these planets. Brings usually like good luck, good fortune in some way or other. On Sunday, October 17th, Mercury in Libra in your 3rd house sextiles Venus, transiting in your 5th house of Sagittarius. And on the same day, the Sun in Libra in your 3rd house squares Pluto, transiting in your 6th house of Capricorn. So we're back to the let's have fun kind of thing. And I would have to say the square to Pluto in your 6th house of the workplace and the kind of work that you do just means that you might not be able to do something, or feel that you're not able to do something because you have to work that day, or there's something about work that might have to not necessarily come first, but maybe you weren't even supposed to work this day or have any kind of contact with your job or whatever it is that you do. But could be a little bit of a like a mini crisis or something like that, where anyone would contact you at home to call you into work, or to call you about something in regards to work. And if you don't work at all, or if you're retired, there's still somebody that might try to, I don't know, 6th house is the house of service. And it could be like a neighbor. 3rd house is also your siblings and your cousins. But somebody could bother you, wanting you to do something for them, even if it's like drive them somewhere, or I don't know, something that like, let's say, takes up a few hours of a day that you had already had planned. So it's kind of like it's not like you're going to change your plans, but they're cutting it very close. Whatever it is that someone might ask you to do on this day, when you've already had other plans. Whether you do it or not, that's your business. Okay, so for Virgo, on Wednesday, October 13th, Venus in Sagittarius in your 4th house sextiles Saturn, transiting in your 6th house of Aquarius. So having Venus in your 4th house of where you live, your home, the property surrounding it, your family, or a roommate, anyone that you live with, This is like a time where you kind of want to beautify your surroundings. Having Venus here just means that you're just doing small things right now, even if it's just buying new drapes or something like that. It's pleasant times, though, in your home, even possibly having a gathering of some kind eventually. But the sextile to Saturn in your sixth house of the kind of work that you do, and the workplace, and your work schedule even. You know, maybe if you have been working from home, that's, you know, still continues, or if you would like to work from home and you've already gone back into the workplace or something like that. So your schedule could just be like changing a little bit. Maybe you're only in at work a few days a week and the rest you're working from home. It depends on what kind of job you have. But if you don't work at all, or you're retired, you are possibly maybe asking for some help doing something with your home, or at least looking for contractors or something like that to do something to your home. You know, something that you want changed there, but you're not able to really do it yourself. You need someone with tools and stuff. Okay, so on Friday, October 15th, the Sun in Libra in your second house trines Jupiter, transiting in your sixth house of Aquarius. So this is like, you know, usually when, you know, the Sun's in your second house of earned income, and there's planets transiting in your sixth house of the kind of work that you do in the workplace, I'd have to say this is a raise of some kind, you know, an increase somewhere or other. It could even be like an increase in like more clients or more work or something. Having Jupiter and Saturn here at the same time kind of evens it out, though, in your sixth house. So it's not like you're getting too much work or not enough. Right now it seems like it's pretty steady. But I'd have to say that this is a day that you would be getting some kind of perk or money, an increase in pay. And again, if you don't work at all, there's still money coming to you through some other means. Okay, could even be that you actually do something very nice for, let's say, like the people in your neighborhood or something like that, or a friend or anyone actually, and they repay you in some way. They could actually pay you with money, or just give you something like a nice gift that's like pretty valuable. Okay, on Sunday, October 17th, Mercury in Libra in your second house sextiles Venus, transiting in Sagittarius in your fourth house. And on the same day, the Sun in Libra in your second house squares Pluto, transiting in your fifth house of Capricorn. So this like really isn't too bad. It almost looks like because the Sun and Mercury in your second house of money, of income, it looks kind of like you would like to do something, possibly, like I was saying before, throw a party or have some kind of gathering at your place, having Venus there in your fourth house, but the square to Pluto in your fifth house, where parties kind of begin in a way, the house of fun and romance, creativity, gambling. You know, you could put in a little bit of a gamble right now as far as you know, lottery or something like that goes, but it almost looks like there's something that you would like to do that's fun, that is going to cost you money. You know, you have to pay, maybe not a lot of money, but you're just trying to figure out if you really want to do it, or just stay home and have people over to your place or something or other. But that just seems like that's what it is you're not sure if you want to spend the money on a good time right now anyway. Okay, for Libra, on Wednesday, October 13th, Venus in Sagittarius in your third house, sextiles Saturn, transiting in your fifth house of Aquarius. So having Venus in your third house, big communication and travel house, okay? So I would have to say that, you know, you could be in contact with just about anyone, because this is the house, third house is your everyday life. So it's people that you would encounter throughout the normal course of the day. It's also your siblings and your cousins, but it's regular postal mail, okay, or email, phone calls, text messages, voicemail, something like that. And a very nice sextile to Saturn in your 5th house of romance and creativity and fun of any kind, entertainment, gambling, amusements, going to the theater or something like that, dancing, sports, games of any kind. So, you know, it just looks like maybe you are, I don't know, having a very nice relationship right now. If it is romantic, it feels little... Saturn is like a stabilizing planet. It brings security and stuff like that. When you've got a sextile from Venus, that's usually what it does. It makes you feel a little bit more secure, let's say, like in your love life. Okay. On Friday, October 15th, the Sun in your 1st house in Libra trines Jupiter in your 5th house of Aquarius. So this is really, really nice. This is good luck, good fortune. Okay. Like I said, the 5th house is the house of speculation and gambling. This could be one of those days where maybe you do go to like a casino or something. You know, there's like short distance travel. You have Venus in your 3rd house, okay, of Sagittarius. And 3rd house is local travel and communications, okay. So on this day, you could actually even just go to, like I said, a casino or someplace nearby. You know, it doesn't have to be far away. But you could spend the day even just doing something fun, you know, just to get out and do something, even if it's to like hit a barbecue at someone's place or, you know, anything. But this looks to me like it's a very fun day and good fortune. Well, you know, we could go back to romance. You should have something really nice going on there. Okay, if there was some kind of move or whatever that you wanted to make, that would be the day to do it. Okay, on Sunday, October 17th, Mercury in Libra in your 1st house sextiles Venus transiting in your 3rd house of Sagittarius. And on the same day, the Sun in Libra in your 1st house squares Pluto transiting in Capricorn in your 4th house. So it's a little bit like... it's like you're gonna more than likely do something fun within your own area, okay? But there's the square to Pluto in your 4th house of your home life, you know, your family, but it's where you actually live. There's a lot of changes that have gone on here since Pluto has been here. So maybe it looks like you may start out the day doing one thing, okay, with certain plans, and then everybody ends up back at your place for some reason or other. So it's almost like getting all dressed up to go do something to sit around your living room, whatever, you know, but that's not what you had planned. So it could be something like that. It doesn't seem to be too big of a deal, or your family or whomever it is that you live with, possibly, maybe they don't want any company either, or, you know, they don't want you to do whatever it is that you were going to do on this day. But I still think that it's going to be something fun, okay, because you still have that sextile from Mercury in your 1st house to Venus in your 3rd house. For Scorpio, on, excuse me, on Wednesday, October 13th, Venus in Sagittarius in your 2nd house sextile Saturn, transiting in your 4th house of Aquarius. So having Venus in your 2nd house of earned income, things that you own that are valuable, your valuables, your investments and stuff like that. So having Venus here, it attracts these very things to you. It also makes you want to spend money on these things too. But I think on this day though, you know, your birthday weeks or whatever don't start till the end of the month, but you could get like a pre-birthday gift, I would have to say, or something nice for your home, where you have Saturn in your 4th house of your home, where you actually live, your family, the people you live with, possibly a roommate or something like that. It's also your past and your childhood. So I think you're on the receiving end of getting something really nice, or it could be personal though too. 4th house is your personal life. Or you might purchase something for yourself at this time, or for your home. On Friday, October 15th, the Sun in Libra in your 12th house trines Jupiter transiting in your 4th house of Aquarius. So we've got the Sun in your 12th house of confidences and secrets. Okay, the house of doing things in, not really in secret, but just like not blabbing it all over the place. Okay, acting behind the scenes. Well, that's what we'll say, okay? So you could, we're back to your personal life, your family, you know, your home and stuff. So maybe there is something that you would like to, let's say, purchase for your home, but the people you live with don't want you spending that kind of money, or, I don't know, you know, but so maybe you would make a purchase in secret. Or you could actually be let in on, let's say, a secret about your family. Okay, 4th house is not just your family, it's your childhood too, and you know, the people in your childhood. So maybe you'll be told like a funny story or something like that about one of your relatives, or you could be told even something that you never knew about yourself, about your childhood. Okay, so but it's something good. This is a nice trine here, you know. On Sunday, October 17th, Mercury in Libra in your 12th house sextiles Venus transiting in your 2nd house of Sagittarius. And on the very same day, the Sun in Libra in your 12th house squares Pluto transiting in your 3rd house of Capricorn. So this was what I was talking about, like possibly be making like a small purchase or something that you don't really want anyone to know about, because everybody wants to critique whatever it is that you bought, first of all. But secondly, they don't want you spending the money on yourself for some reason or other. But it looks like it's family. It would only be like family. Okay, but having Pluto in your 3rd house is your siblings and your cousins. So, and we're back to the, you know, the Sun in your 12th house of secrets. Maybe on this day, you could find out something about one of them, you know, or somebody could actually just tell you about, you know, one of these people, like I said, your siblings, your cousins, or even your neighbors, though, okay, because 3rd house is also neighbors. That was like kind of like a big secret. Sometimes having Pluto here, it's been here for years now, right? It's going to be here a little while longer. Brings like kind of like the criminal element to your area, to your neighborhood. So maybe somebody's telling you kind of like a secret about one of your neighbors that, I don't know, maybe they're dealing drugs or something like that. And that's their main source of income. You know, something weird like that. Okay. For Sagittarius, on Wednesday, October 13th, Venus in your 1st house in Sagittarius sextile Saturn transiting in your 3rd house of Aquarius. So your 3rd house is like your everyday life, your neighbors, neighborhood, siblings, cousins, but it's like the people you would encounter throughout the normal course of the day. You also, it's also a big communication and travel house, okay? It's an internet house, too. So I would have to say maybe on this day, you either have a phone call with, you know, one of these people, sibling, cousin, neighbor, just anybody even, or some kind of communication. It could be regular postal mail, email, voicemail, something like that, whatever, that makes you feel pretty good. Or what happens with Saturn is security, big security planet, right? So Venus sextiling this planet just makes you feel a little bit more secure, let's say in this kind of relationship, whomever it is that contacts you, or could even be the message that you receive possibly on this day, or you know, just some kind of very nice encounter that you may have throughout the normal course of your day that makes you feel, you know, a little bit, like I said, more secure. On Friday, October 15th, the Sun in Libra in your 11th house trines Jupiter transiting in your 3rd house of Aquarius. So your 11th house is your big social house, sociable, sociability, whatever. It's socializing online even, another internet thing here. If you're not able to go out in person. Okay, so I would have to say if you are online right now, you may have, like, make a new friend at this time. Maybe join some kind of like Facebook group or something like that. Or you could actually, though, attend something, some kind of an event that happens like nearby wherever you live. It's possibly within your own area, your own neighborhood or something like that. But this is a very nice trine to like the planet of good luck from your 11th house of your friends and acquaintances. And 11th house is also dreams, hopes, and wishes. So, you know, something could be going on here with that. Maybe you, like, get some kind of progress in maybe an internet project that you're doing. It could already have been aired, you know. Maybe it's an ongoing thing. Maybe you are just starting it, though, at this time. Maybe you're going online for the first time, or you're going live or something like that. So, but this is like a day for good luck. Okay, on Sunday, October 17th, Mercury in Libra in your 11th house sextiles Venus, transiting your first house in Sagittarius. And on the same day, the Sun in Libra in your 11th house squares Pluto, transiting in your second house of Capricorn. So to me, it just looks like, you know, because the 11th house, again, being the house of friends and associates and socializing, you know, it's where you would normally go to hang out, a bar, go see a live band or something like that, okay? You know, this is like a very pleasant time if you do something like this, but the square to Pluto in your second house of income just means that maybe you might go overboard a little bit and spend more money than you had planned, or maybe you didn't know that it was going to cost as much as it did, or you might not even go anywhere at all, you know. But the only reason that would happen is because of money. But it's actually a very pleasant day when between, like, any kind of exchange between you and your friends is like really pleasant. And this is also with anyone online. Okay, for Capricorn, on Wednesday, October 13th, Venus in Sagittarius in your 12th house sextile Saturn, transiting in your second house of Aquarius. So having Venus in your 12th house of secrets and confidences and actions taken by you or someone else behind the scenes, it has just left your 11th house of like socializing. So you may have met someone there. You could run into an old friend even. Doesn't necessarily have to be someone new. And now that Venus is in your 12th house, you are either still in contact with this person, or you're inquiring about them. You are a secret admirer, or you're finding out that you have a secret admirer. Okay, but this sextile to Saturn in your second house of income, you know, I think that you could either be gifted with or give someone a gift of some kind that, or I'd have to say that maybe you're on the receiving end, though. And it's a just because gift, okay? It could be something like a collectible or something like that. It's something that may increase in value as the years go by. Okay, so it could be anything. It could even be something that's just very sentimental. But you really value whatever it is. It really hits the spot, let's put it that way. It makes you feel really good that someone even thought of you when, you know, this object, whatever it might be, came along. Okay, yeah, it could be someone just calling you saying, hey, guess what I found at, you know, the thrift store or something, and just buying it because they know that you would like it and giving it to you. Okay, on Friday, October 15th, the Sun in Libra in your 10th house trines Jupiter, transiting in your second house of Aquarius. So your 10th house is your house of career. and your most public house in your whole chart. It's how the public views and speaks about you. Okay, it's your professional and personal reputation, even. Okay, so right now you're in the spotlight. You know, everybody's talking about you for one reason or another, but it's all really good things. Whatever anyone is saying about you is increasing your ability to bring in more money. Okay, because this trine is from your 10th to your 2nd house of earned income. So there's something going on with your job or your career that's really putting you out there, and you're like in demand. You know, even if you don't work at all, you're still in the spotlight. People are still like curious about you. They want to know what you've been up to or whatever. But it does increase either your current income, or it brings in a new source of income in some way or other. On Sunday, October 17th, Mercury in Libra in your 10th house sextiles Venus, transiting in your 12th house of Sagittarius. And on the same day, the Sun in Libra in your 10th house squares Pluto, transiting in your 1st house of Capricorn. So I don't think it's a very big deal. I think that there's something really nice going on here with someone. As far as your 10th house goes, this could be someone prominent in your neighborhood or something, a bit of like a celebrity type or semi-famous person or something like that, that you're having like a really nice rapport with, or maybe you are, or, you know, maybe you do have a secret crush on them, or maybe they're interested in you. But the square to Pluto in your 1st house just means that maybe as far as work goes, or your superiors or something like that, they're putting a bit of a damper on the day a little bit, because you have to work. You have to do, put your focus on, you know, your job or something like that, or performing some kind of duty or whatever on this day. And it does take away just a little bit, but not a lot. You know, it's like your career gets in the way of you're having fun, or like moving forward in your personal life, doing something personal, not necessarily professional. Okay, for Aquarius, on Wednesday, October 13th, Venus in Sagittarius in your 11th house, sextile Saturn, transiting in your 1st house of Aquarius. So with Venus in your 11th house of your friends and acquaintances, and your group that you normally hang out with, where you would normally go to hang out, this is social media. Having Venus here just means that you're a little bit more active in this area right now. You may be online a little bit more, possibly even meeting new people. But yeah, this is just like more or less like your friends, and wanting to actually see them in person if you're not able to do that, and spend time with them, like physically out, all of you out together. You're still in contact with them right now, and they very nice sextile to Saturn in your 1st house just kind of makes you feel more secure about your friendships. Your friends kind of define you in a way, like the kind of person you are. In fact, one of them could just like, I don't know, not just one of them, but all of them could just be saying some very nice things about you right now. Okay? On Friday, October 15th, the Sun in Libra in your 9th house trines Jupiter, transiting in your 1st house of Aquarius. So all these planets in your 9th house of long distance travel and communications, foreign anything, people who live in another country, foreign languages, foreign cultures. This is also the house of higher learning, media, publishing, big internet house, all of that. So you may have been involved in any of these things that I just mentioned, but this is a very nice trine from the Sun to Jupiter, and it brings about good fortune. Okay, so maybe all this whole time that Jupiter's been in your 1st house, because Jupiter expands your life in some way or other, and you usually learn at least one new thing that maybe you've always wanted to know. Okay, and even if it's by accident, you learn how to do something. Okay, so this is like one of those times, this being the house, like I said, of higher learning. So maybe you have learned whatever that you are possibly able to turn into maybe some some new career even. Or this could be taking the trip of a lifetime, you know, that vacation or visiting a place that you've always wanted to go to. It could be even just like communications from somebody who lives at a distance, or possibly in another country. But this is all very pleasant, and there is actually something more that could come from any kind of conversation that you have on this day. Even if you and this other person, you're just talking out loud, wandering, daydreaming or something, you could come up with some like pretty good idea at this time that that you may act on somewhere down the line. Okay, on Sunday, October 17th, Mercury in Libra in your 9th house sextiles Venus, transiting in your 11th house of Sagittarius. And on the same day, the Sun in Libra in your 9th house squares Pluto, transiting in your 12th house of Capricorn. So this really isn't all that bad, you know. I mean, the sextile from Mercury to Venus, from your 9th to your 11th, it does mean kind of like communications with someone who lives in another country or lives at a distance from you. You may actually just run into this person on social media and, you know, get a, I don't know, friend request, or you join some kind of group or other that, you know, but it seems it could be someone new, but it could actually be somebody from your past though too. On the same day, you know, with this Sun in your 9th house square and Pluto in your 12th, there are many things here, okay, but I would have to say that because your 11th house is also involved with Venus being there, could be somebody from your past that they were like a bit of a pain in the ass, whatever, you know, it's not like you dislike them, it's just that they're too much to deal with, you know. So maybe when you're encountering all these other people while you're socializing, this person suddenly pops up also. But you really don't, you know, say anything about it. It's just like something that's in your mind is like, oh, don't tell me they're back again. Okay. For Pisces, on Wednesday, October 13th, Venus in Sagittarius in your 10th house sextile Saturn, transiting in your 12th house of Aquarius. So having Venus in your 10th house of your career and your livelihood, your public and professional reputation. It's your most public house. It's how people view and speak about you publicly. Okay, so having Venus here right now means that you're kind of being critiqued by the public, usually about your appearance, okay? People just, you know, it kind of gives you like, I'd have to say like movie star quality, just because you have your ruling planet Neptune is in your sign right now, and the combination with just having that in your first house, okay, there's not a transit between these two, but having Neptune in your first house does kind of create a little bit of a like dream-like quality to you, okay, if not to your appearance. And right now with Venus being in your 10th house, you know, you're getting like a lot of attention and people are saying some very nice things about you. But what they're talking about mainly is your appearance. Okay, now the sextile to Saturn in your 12th house just kind of makes you feel, 12th house is secrets, confidences, actions taken behind the scenes by you or anyone else, but it's the house of solitude and your downtime kind of. So there's you know, somebody could say something to you at this time that maybe you were a little bit insecure about, but the way they say something to you, or whatever it is that they say to you, just kind of gets rid of that insecurity, because they really build up your esteem, your self-esteem and your ego and whatever, in regards to, I'm going to have to say your appearance, okay? Because these sextiles from your 10th house where Venus is transiting right now. But you may have had like a little bit of a, like I said, a little bit of an insecurity that somebody compliments you in some way and it just disappears. On Friday, October 15th, the Sun in Libra in your 8th house trines Jupiter, transiting in your 12th house of Aquarius. So your 8th house, where all these planets are in Libra right now, is one of the money houses. Money. Okay, money and resources, but it's other people's resources. It's also a partner, property that you share with a partner or someone else. Okay, it's also shared debt, though, too. I really don't see anything like that right now, but having the Sun here, this is possibly, okay, this is the house of legacies and inheritances, insurance payouts, legal settlements, money from legal settlements, okay, a loan from a bank, a refund, it's taxes like the IRS, possibly help from them. It's any kind of financial institution, but it's money coming to you through means other than earning it, money or other resources. So you could be on the receiving end of something right now, but it's going to have to be kind of like a secret. Either you don't want other people to know because you have plans for that money, and you know, people and other people, of course, have plans for it too, right? Your friends and your spouse, even if you have one, or you know, I mean, you know how people are always trying to make up your mind for you rather than have you just do whatever you want. Somebody always has to put in their 2 cents, okay, which is probably why you're keeping it a secret right now. Or it could be an inheritance of some kind or a legacy that someone gives you, or even just signs papers at this time, putting you in their will or something like that, and they're telling you to keep it to yourself because there's other relatives and they're not in the will, you know, something like that. Okay, but it's something very, very nice, but it seems to be happening behind the scenes. Okay, on Sunday, October 17th, Mercury in Libra in your 8th house sextiles Venus, transiting in your 10th house of Sagittarius. And on the same day, the Sun in Libra in your 8th house squares Pluto, transiting in your 11th house of Capricorn. So this isn't bad at all, okay? The very nice sextile from Mercury in your 8th house to your 10th house, where you have Venus right now, means that, you know, somebody could be, even if they're just like putting in a good word for you, they're helping you in some way to enhance your livelihood, whatever it is that you do for a living, your career, or if you don't work at all, just your personal reputation. They, like I said, they may be putting in a good word for you, or giving you something, or giving you use of something that they have. They could even be introducing you to someone that has a lot of clout, or is very popular, prestigious kind of position or something like that. Because on the same day now, the Sun in the 8th house squares Pluto in your 11th house of friends and acquaintances, groups or organizations. The house of dreams, hopes, and wishes, though, too. So Pluto's been here for a while. There's a lot of changes that have been going on here with the kind of friends that you have. They're a little bit more intense right now. A lot of people are gone from your life that you used to hang out with or whatever. But anyway, so this square kind of means maybe one of them is maybe a little bit jealous of the attention that you're getting right now, or is, you know, trying to, I don't want to say prevent you from getting ahead in some way or other, but they might be saying or doing something that kind of like undermines your progress a little bit. But it's kind of minor, because on the same day, like I said, you have Venus sextile, Mercury sextile Venus happening on the same day, so that kind of gets rid of that in a way. So I hope everyone enjoyed their astrological forecast for this week. Be sure to check out my monthly forecast. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click on the notification bell. You'll be notified each time I upload something. I want to thank everyone for supporting my channel. It really, really helps my channel to grow. Check out Ask Me a Question in the description box below there. There's a link. It's for people who don't really want their whole chart done. They just want to know one thing, and that's it. But if you would like to have your chart done, there's also a link there to my website that will give you all the information on that. So I will see you all next week. Goodbye.